the search.
Gene Deal, who's been talking about this, former bodyguard for Puffy, he actually did an interview, ironically, today, and he's reacting to the fact that Diddy's house got searched.
But the way they did the search warrant and how they did it, man, I thought he was El Chapo or somebody. You know, they took a tactical team in there, brother. They had tactical units. So for them to have a team in New York, because they didn't really mention too much about New York. They had property in New York, property in Miami, and a property in LA, all simultaneously hit. Those different agencies had to get together, plan that, and that's not no bull. You know, that's a lot of manpower, a lot of money. So they want to know how they spent the taxpayer. The taxpayer's gonna know why you spending my money on this to come up with nothing. So you best believe they had something in the first place to go up in there, because they didn't have a search warrant for bodies. They had a search warrant for like materials, laptops, telephones, logs, pictures, tapes. You know, that's what they search warrant is for. They didn't have a search warrant for bodies. The news about them arresting a mule, now, they're going to have to prove that. Now, if that guy becomes a witness, and if they can track anything back to Puff with that, that's going to be one of their star witnesses.
I agree. I actually agree. I actually agree. Anyway, Suge Knight also commented on this. Let me see what
fake evidence, and this is how they pulling you over. Ain't no more sleepovers, ain't no more hangovers. Your kids can't have no friends at all. My God, that's embarrassing, yo. Boy, because you don't know what. Listen, I don't know what dirt he has on other people, but what
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think 100,000,000% there's some videotapes. Let me tell you this: when you into some extra freaky deaky shit, man, that type of shit, you could only believe it if you record it. You know what I mean? I guarantee you Diddy has, I don't think Diddy, in my personal opinion, I don't think he has these things. Like, that makes the story more salacious. Yo, he's having these tapes to blackmail people with. I don't think that's what it is. He's a freaky nigga that likes to watch men have sex with his woman, and he can't order a freak off at 2 p.m. in the daytime in between meetings at the bad boy office. He might want to crank one out. He want to whack off real quick. You know what I mean? He want to choke the chicken. He want to just do what he got to do. You know what he going to do? He going to go to that little vault. He going to connect that hard drive. He going to go to his phone, and he going to watch the video of Cassie getting piped out by like 15 strange men. I do think there's videotapes. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't believe that he's using that to blackmail people, because at the end of the day, I do think we live in this era where if you're really blackmailing people with like shit like that, bro, it's probably more powerful for you to just come out and just admit it, and then just, it would make Diddy look crazier that he even has videos of that. Or now he got to answer more questions about why the fuck that shit even existed. So, yeah, I think he got videotapes, right? Definitely think he got videotapes. Now, here's the thing, and this is why, Vince McMahon got, into some trouble. Vince was showing people. Sometimes some of these guys, right, like, they'll, okay, and you got to imagine Diddy might be one of these people, too. Like, for example, everybody in here, let's just get a one in the chat if you guys, have done this before. Everybody in here has recorded themselves having sex with their significant other. We're talking about a girlfriend or boyfriend or something like that. One in the chat, I think everybody's done it, right? Now, I'll just wait to see, y'all ones. Let me see.
Are you ready for the trap god, the rap god? I'm in this shit for real.
Okay, exactly. Now, here's the thing. Somebody said, "Come on in a minute as well." There's no, So here's the thing.
Fuck that.
Everybody probably has a video
Get
like
it
that,
for the
but
streets, come on.
so I wouldn't say that's the weird behavior, because I think that a majority of people
Good
have
morning,
recorded themselves. We live in a
people.
different era now. I think the weird thing
This
is
is
if you're
the
showing
trap
that all your
nigga
boys, like, would you show your boys like, yo, this is me fucking my girl right here, like, would you do that? Like,
North
probably not,
Texas.
right? Like, it's probably for you to watch by yourself, for you to consume, for you to
I
enjoy.
think we
You
down
know what I
by
mean?
law.
Not for you to like pass it around. You know what I mean? Like pass it around the hood that everybody can watch your girls get fucked, especially if it's a situation where you're not fucking her. So I think the normal person, you would just have a video, but you're not passing it around. Diddy, the mere fact that he already liked other men to fornicate with his woman, he probably would show videos to people. I'm making this up. I'm just assuming. I'm assuming he would show people videos just to kind of get them down with the program, and also probably try to turn them on. Right? That's what I would think. Because normal people just wouldn't do that. But normal people wouldn't let other niggas fuck their chick.
Whatever it is, they got that shit. Yeah, you better hope that was in the safety deposit box. You better hope that was in the safety deposit box, because they took that. Videotapes. I hope you wasn't as stupid as R. Kelly was. I hope you wasn't that dumb. Got that shit on videotape. Now,
like my gangster life, I've been up
this ain't the Sean Combs I invited to the party. This ain't the Sean.
I think it's there actually.
I got the
Alright.
And you see them put you up on a pedestal. That's because they put you up on a pedestal.
Now, Uncle Luke comes up with this theory, which I think is a kind of credible theory to a certain extent. He says, well, the reason why this happened to Diddy is that Diddy bit the hand that fed him, and that's the liquor company Diageo, which essentially owns Ciroc and owns De Leon. And once they separated, or once he started asking for too much money and wanted to do too much with them, and they decided to cut ties, that's when all of this bullshit happened. That's actually in line with the time that I kid you not. Do you think he got sacrificed? And maybe the higher ups, like the people who would own these companies, these liquor brands, they said this nigga's getting out of line. Let's show him and put him back in his place.
They made you the guy. They place you.
By the way, is my volume low? Is my volume low?
For the streets.
That be the Bugattis, they be the mansions on 2 different coasts. They put you up on a pedestal because they need you. It's like some pimp shit. When you got your main girl, you dress her up and she look like this and look like that and do this, and you march her into the big room. I'm telling you.
I told you, boy, don't fuck.
So when they put you on that motherfucking pedestal, and then you start thinking it's about you.
The streets love me.
You want to take over their shit?
Come on.
Them people look back like this. Hold on, who the fuck they think he is? Or we'll show you better than we can tell you. Then they'll try to reason with you, and they'll talk to your manager, because your manager look like them. And they'll be like, hey man, tell your man to chill out. You know, and then the manager come in and he trying to keep his job. Hey guy, calm down. And then you go walk around like it's all about you. You got all the cars and the mansions and the jets and all the yachts and all this and all the people running around. You talking about yeah. And now you want to fight. Now you want to bite the hand that feeds you. Don't your mama ever always tell you that? Your mama say, never bite the hand that feeds you. And so this is how the major corporations work. When you try to come after. Now you put it on
about us, right?
Isn't all this eerie though? Our first guest tonight is I feel like Diddy knew right at this moment.
And I'm on there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She just turned 1 year old, and I just released a new album, and it's called The Love Album.
So love is really, could you trademark the word love and keep it for yourself?
I am love.
Hey, speaking of
this
love,
is love.
I saw a guy on the internet the other day. He said he used to be your security guard, who said that when you were dating J-Lo,
Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on a threesome and you were going to beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
This show has gotten crazier since the last time I... No,
It's all about love, though. That's not true?
You really heard that? No.
Well, yeah, I watched it on the internet. You're telling me I can't believe everything I read?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Jimmy, I thought we was friends. What is this?
What the heck? Did you notice this
About.
So love is really, could you trademark the word
Love
love
is
and
in
keep
the
it for
air.
yourself? I mean,
I am love.
hey, speaking of
This
love,
is love.
I saw a guy on the internet the other day who said he used to be your security guard, who said that when you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on a threesome and you were going to beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
This show has gotten crazier since the last time I... No,
It's all about love, though. That's not true?
You really heard that? No.
Well, yeah, I watched it on the internet. You're telling me I can't believe everything I read?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Jimmy, I thought we was friends. What is this?
I also read in the New York Times that you tried toad poison or something like that. Eric Andre was here.
Lawsuit in. Bam. Lawsuit. Fuck that shit. I'm suing their ass. I'm take their company down. Fuck that shit. They taking my brand and my name and likeness and they making millions of dollars.
interesting? Anyway, this is what Suge got to say.
Finally passed away. No big deal. When Jake finally passed away, we come back. We're in the office in Westwood. And his office is right across the hall. I walked in Jimmy's office. I didn't knock on the door or get somebody let Jimmy know Mr. Night that walked right in. He do the same. Anyway, when he walked in my office, we was having a conversation. He overheard somebody say something he probably shouldn't have heard. He wanted to holler at me. So I tell the homies, give me a minute. Jimmy said, man, I'm here because Clyde Davis called me and him and Puffy is real tight. And, he loved us. So I thought he was talking like they got love for each other. So, all right. He said, yeah, they are lovers. I said, well, why you keep saying that? I said, look, you saying they lovers like they been sucking? He said, I don't want to say that, but that's what it means, right? I said, okay. He said, Clyde don't want nothing to happen to Puff. He said, but this guy ain't going to be able to do this business because we know what he did. What they did. So I go to prison. Come back out from prison. Then later on to move ahead. Puffy did a deal with Universal.
Are y'all really showing me love?
Okay. Now, there's some more shit. Former extra host, Tanika Ray was a former backup dancer or a dancer for Diddy and has some stories about him here.
Oh, yeah. You know, we all have stories. Seriously, we all have stories. Mine is horrific and only 5 people know it. And I probably will never tell it. But since then I've been like, yep. And I also am very intimately aware that you tell your truth and you become victimized over and over and over and over and over and over. And mind you, I then interviewed him many times. I have a lot of stories, y'all. I've been in Hollywood for 25 years, maybe longer, 30. I got a lot of stories. Unfortunately,
Everybody got
maybe I'll write a book
story,
one day.
right?
But it just is so traumatizing that women just want to live every day and feel safe. And when we revisit and revisit, we live in a state of victimhood. And nobody wants to live there. So for those of you like, why didn't you say something then? Because we just want to live. We want to be happy. And we really want to forget the trauma. So there's that. Oh, yeah. You know, we all have stories. Seriously.
The caption says, oh yeah, women hold in a lot to function every day in a man's world. Unfortunately, we could compartmentalize our pain and carry on. We utilize the experience as a lesson and move differently. If I told my story in 96, then what? I just knew to avoid him at all costs. Yes, I danced for him and I kept my space. I was on Vote or Die airplane, kept my space. I interviewed him for his project, kept my space. Nothing has happened. It's surprising. Ladies, keep space to heal and move on is key. Gathering to incriminate is goals. But in this wild world with a broke ass system, Our healing is priority. Shame on all those men that let this continue. Shame on me for prioritizing my mental health, some would say. But after working in a place that snatches souls, minds intact, and of the light, I save myself. Now, if someone needs me to pile on my story, give me a call. But I think Cassie got it. What the fuck is this?
I know what it is. For a little bit of
Holy
time,
shit,
nigga, that's just right. Ain't nobody
It
holding
just doesn't stop. It's
For
thing
a
after
little bit
thing
of
after
time,
thing
you
after
do it, all
thing.
streets just call you. Where would you get it, man? Who the strap guys, rap guys, simply in this game? I'ma do my thing.
So I see, I call
You
Kanye
see, I
crazy,
got
but
it
he ain't never in
right.
these court documents.
But you don't wanna choose me, the trap got the rap, got him KOD testimonies. First of all, understand a teacher reaching to your damn.
JT wants to let y'all know she don't do coke. Preacher so solid. So first of all, I was in a halfway house being drug tested every night when I went in. I explained this years ago. I never did cocaine, never will. It actually destroyed my family. Y'all get on here and make jokes about shit for shits and giggles and don't know people post-trauma or past trauma. Y'all playing with me or stop playing with me, please.
What the fuck, I'm word? What the hell you doing? What the hell you see?
Holy shit.
What the hell you know? Who they rap, trap, rapper, KOD testimonies? I don't think you're
play
really
with liability with Homeland.
enemy. I don't think you're enemies or just his enemy. It took me the rap trap, get inside here, get it, and I spit it like
Akbar wants to know why nobody cares about Diddy's kids. I don't know what Diddy did or what he didn't do. But what I find more disturbing is how the black community is the only community that had his throat, not sparing his kids, or nothing. Nobody's even trying to spare his motherfucking daughters on the internet. That's the fucked up part. Them babies. Once again, I don't know what's true, what's not, but this has always proved my point. When I say the only skin color that will publicly go against each other is black people, we don't stick together at all. Now, I'm not saying stick together with BS, but the kids are innocent and y'all get the thrill of laughing and joking about somebody else's pain. But what I find more disturbing is that you never catch them Caucasian going against each other on the internet. They gonna stand and stick together or don't open their mouth at all. Y'all may hate this messenger, but yeah, I know what I'm saying is true. His daughters are in school and I have a daughter. I don't wish that pain on nobody because kids are cruel sometimes. Let's start to do what the fuck?
Guess you gotta live how you get it. It's the gangsters out here in the streets. Woo, 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 woo.
Okay.
We in the streets.
Alright, people. Alright. Let me make sure I definitely address all the things I need to address about this. This is like, okay. Now I'm hearing there's some Meek Mill snippet. What the fuck is? Yo, Meek, this is time you need to be quiet, bro. Please.
Nigga, I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street nigga forever. Bitch, I'm the king of Philly. Carl Rice all. Dream chasers, nigga. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street nigga forever. Bitch,
Wait, what?
I'm the king of Philly. Dream chasers, nigga. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street nigga forever. Bitch, I'm the king of Philly.
This gotta be a splice track or like some type of deep fake. Like, I no way Meek, like, Meek is dumb, but like, come on. Meek, come the fuck on, bro. Come on, my nigga. Is this a real snippet?
Dream chasers, nigga. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy.
I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy.
Real street nigga forever. Bitch, I'm the king of Philly. Dream chasers, nigga. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Real street nigga forever. Bitch, I'm the king of Philly.
Nah, this gotta be AI. I'm not believing it. It gotta be AI. Regardless, Meek Mill's silence on this, but his loudness with everything else kind of tells you, I'm not saying he's guilty of anything, but these guys, they were just as silent when all the alleged abuse was going on. And, you know, I'm hoping that this is false for everyone's sake, and even definitely Diddy's. But if it does come out that Diddy was actually doing all this crazy shit, like we are gonna have to start blaming some of these silent enablers, right? Y'all been to these parties, y'all have heard these rumors, y'all have heard about alleged victims, and y'all did nothing. And even when the accusations came around, y'all kept quiet. And if you were around him or involved in any of these scenarios, even if you weren't the culprit yourself, you enabled this type of bullshit. So some of these people who are quiet, I know they want to be just kept out of the mess, but nah, some of y'all wasn't enabling this bullshit. Some of y'all was being used by Diddy to normalize this bullshit, right? Like, think about the Lil Rod lawsuit. Not saying this is true, but what he alleged was that Diddy would say, yo, I do this with these other niggas too. Like, we do these things, so why can't I do it with you? So again, I do think some of these rappers or whoever,
use kayak to find.
Homeland Security officer reportedly said Diddy's raid was based off concrete allegations collected from victims. When charges come down, we will get him wherever he is. What the fuck? In a statement to New York Post, an officer with the Department of Homeland Security says we believe that there's a disturbing history of sex trafficking. The officer went on to say we are responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. This is not random. We did not choose his name out of a hat. Honest with you, this statement seems a little funny. Like, why would a Homeland Security officer talk to the New York Post, even anonymously? Like, why would they be this in depth? Like, you don't got to convince somebody. Their PR is not going to give a PR statement about them investigating Diddy. They'll might do a press conference when he gets arrested, if he does. But why are they giving so much detail? Anyway, it's not random. We didn't choose, they feel like they're validating themselves. We didn't choose his name out of a hat. We had allegations that we're following up on. Feds collect a number of, okay, let's see if we go to the New York Post itself and find this. Okay, federal officials. Give me a second. Let's see. Pause on this side. Here we go. Federal officials were acting on specific allegations of sexual trafficking when they raided two of Diddy's homes on Monday. And they say his alleged victims have been not holding back during interviews. An officer with the Department of Homeland Security told the Post that the case has been active for several weeks as authorities investigate a range of allegations against the 54-year-old rapper and mogul. We believe that there's a disturbing history of sex trafficking, said the Miami-based officer who spoke under the condition of anonymity. We are responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. This is not random. We did not choose his name out of a hat. We had allegations that we're following up on. The public first became aware of the allegations against Diddy when his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, filed a federal civil lawsuit against him in November last year. That case was settled out of court the next day, but has been followed by 3 lawsuits alleging sexual assault, all of which Diddy strongly denied. Okay? But this house is beautiful. Fuck. I think this is the one in Homely Hills. Yeah.
Care instructions.
He has also not been charged in any crime or wrongdoing at this stage. We became aware of certain allegations during the course of civil suits. Oh, wow, they're just a minute. During the course of the civil suits against Mr. Combs, you have to understand we didn't just decide on a whim to search his house. Clearly, I can't. I have to go get a search warrant. Federal judge has decided to sign off. This isn't a witch hunt. An attorney for Combs, Aaron Dyer, did not return the Post message comment on Monday when Homeland Security agents raided Mr. Combs' mansion both in LA and Miami. They confiscated hard drives, phones, and other evidence. The officer tells the Post that they're looking for photos, emails, texts, itineraries, hopefully names or specific communications that we're aware of that we are aware. There are specific communications that we're aware of that we will be able to access on the electronics. The multi-agency investigation is being spearheaded by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. Monday's search was executed by the Homeland Security investigators. Okay, I believe this woman is probably talking. Cassie's probably talking. In a statement, Diddy's lawyer said it was a gross overuse of military force, and we read that statement before. They said DHS operative said those interviewed for the investigation have been thorough and detailed. Wow, why does
Really
I don't know why I can't see a DHS or somebody giving this interview and their superiors would approve. But I guess it's anonymous, but still, like, whatever. Anyway, that's funny about the victims. They might be reluctant to speak at first, but once they start talking, they talk. They talk a lot. We're getting a lot of cooperation from people who want to see him brought to justice. Why would a cop say that? Why would a Fed say that? Y'all don't have, this shit has not been grand juried. Why would you say that before then? Diddy was stopped boarding a private jet out of the U.S. on Monday and was believed to have remained in Florida since. However, despite the raids attracting a great deal of attention, he remains a free man. He's not under arrest. He's under investigation. The law enforcement source made clear he is free, right enough to do what he wants, but he is aware that if charges come down, we will get him wherever he is.
I got something I gotta say to the
If that's a
world.
real DHS source, real Homeland Security agents, it seems to me they're gonna have no problem indicting them if they have this many victims, and if all they're looking for is things to corroborate sex trafficking, which is itineraries, moving people across countries, maybe instructions to other people, like, hey, book her a plane here, this and third, or hey, go get like this drug for the freak off tonight, like, who knows? God damn. Holy crap. Chat, I see you guys, I see all your donations and stuff like that. I'm about to get through reading them now. Holy crap. Alright. Where's the donations? Okay, cool. Alright. Thank you guys for sending any donations that you did. I see some people. Jay Elixir, thank you for the 5. It says, love from Hudson County. Honestly, do you think Drake is going to respond to KDOT soon? Plus, have you heard the AI Drake response? I have not heard the AI Drake response. I do think Drake absolutely 100% will respond to KDOT soon. No. Jordan Esther, thank you for the 10. By the way, also, I think this Diddy situation happening is helping Drake create more space, because it's one thing when this is the biggest and only thing people are talking about in media. Oh, Drake just got dissed by Kendrick. It feels like a pressurized situation that he has to respond sooner than later. We are distracted by this. He could take his time, and I don't think he's going to drop a dedicated diss song. I think he's going to respond on a verse on somebody else's album. Jordan Nesson says, who's going to the freak off tonight? Series finale. Supercharged Tio, thank you for the 10. Says Tyrese is just a freaky pastor, bro. David 3707 says, yo, Meek's lawyer said something. Law and Crimes has it. Let's go there. Law and Crimes said everything we know. We should go there. Who's Meek's lawyer, by the way? Oh, Meek Mill's lawyer speaks on Diddy. What the fuck?
Who better to talk about the high-profile case of Sean Diddy Combs than the attorney who's represented some very high-profile celebrities like Bill Cosby and Meek Mill? Brian J. McMonagle gives his take and advice for Diddy. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Combs is the target. Potentially, Combs is happy to get your perspective on this. Brian, thanks so much for coming on. Pleasure to meet you. So I got to just get your overall take on what happened here. I will tell you, first of all, we talked about before the air, we've done stories on Diddy. I was maybe not one of the people that was that shocked when this came down, because we were reporting on lawsuits where he was accused of sex trafficking and sexual assault. But to see what happened the other day, what was your reaction to it?
I was shocked. They didn't just come heavy; they came nuclear. Seeing the kind of federal response you saw at the execution of those warrants was stunning. It looked like they were hitting El Chapo's house when I saw it on the news, and I had the same reaction. I mean, I had been looking at it and hearing the allegations and studying some of the lawsuits, but I never thought it would rise to the level of federal intervention, particularly at that level. Stunned, and my initial thoughts were twofold. One is that they're very close to indicting somebody, or two, they had some really hard intel that told them they had to move quickly so they could discover evidence that their information was indicating was either located at one of these residents, but it was stunning in terms of the swiftness and the breadth of it, I must tell you.
Well, listen, I wanted your perspective too, because fresh off the presses late yesterday, Diddy's attorney, he's now being represented by Aaron Dyer, released a very long statement on the rapper's behalf as a defense attorney.
By the way, Kevin Haynes, thank you for the 50. He says, yo, act. People don't mention but Diddy is connected to the owner of Zeus, and they paid for his last party. There's rumors that all of the women there are escorts. Really? So are you tying Lemuel Plumber in this? And Smokey Boat with 5 says, yo, did you hear the leaked audio of Meek allegedly getting clapped? No Diddy, bro. Like, literally, no Diddy.
Curious your perspective on. So it says, quote, yesterday, there was a gross overuse of military-level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residences. There is no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. Mr. Combs was never detained, but spoke to and cooperated with authorities. Despite media speculation, neither Mr. Combs nor any of his family members have been arrested, nor has their ability to travel been restricted in any way. This unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced, coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more.
We're going to pause this to go to, so that's Meek's lawyer, and he's going to give some insight, but we have a former federal FBI agent who's going to comment as well, and apparently they say that no doubt Diddy's going to face charges, so it's not even like, oh, will there be charges?
More evidence may come out. Some I do, some I don't. But we do have an extradition treaty with them. Right now, though, because of the public nature of this, I have a very hard time believing that a country would allow his plane to land with him on it in their country. They don't have to let him land if they don't want to. And so I think that it would be very difficult for him to be able to land in an inhospitable country simply because they don't want him. We do have extradition treaties with more countries than I think people would think. And typically, they will send folks back to us as long as we take the death penalty off of the table. And I don't believe that this is a death penalty case. It's Southern District of New York. And so I believe that whether we have an extradition treaty or not with whatever country he may or may not go to.
So she's initially talking about, I believe at first the rumors were like he's in the plane somewhere in the air and he might go to another country. That wasn't true, but let's go to her just kind of analyzing what she's seen and what she thinks could happen.
And in danger. And so part of me wonders if this was done to stop that, and that they will get to the arrest, obviously, at some point. Because, you know, as you mentioned, typically these warrants are served and there's usually an indictment that goes, you know, hand in hand with that at the same time. So in my opinion, it's not unheard of. It's just a little bit unusual. We don't typically see this. Anytime we did raids at the FBI of this nature, we also had an arrest warrant for the individual as well. And so it is unusual, but I don't want to say it's unheard of. And again, I'm just speculating, but part of me wonders if this was still actively being distributed. And if it is, they need to shut that down immediately.
Were you surprised at the response that we saw from Douglas Wigdorf? This is a lawyer for Cassie Ventura and one of the Jane Does in response to reports of this search warrant that was issued on Sean Combs. Now remember, Cassie Ventura settled with Sean Combs, but the statement says, quote, "We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for his depraved conduct." Now again, in light of that settlement doesn't necessarily mean you're saying Combs is completely innocent. It's you've agreed to resolve the issue. Does it, solve him of wrongdoing? But to make that statement, I think that's something to be said. Now again, of course, he's representing someone else that's continually suing Sean Combs. But again, that statement I thought was really interesting. What was your take on it?
Yeah, I thought that statement was interesting. My question about it, though, is did he tip them off? Did he provide them with information? Did Cassie Ventura or any of these individuals involved in these civil suits also provide evidence along with that to build this criminal case? Because obviously those two things are separate. So in my opinion, in listening to that statement, it actually sounds like maybe they did. That's incredible that they did that because I believe that Cassie Ventura was absolutely a victim of pretty horrific things. And if she was able to document all of that and provide evidence, then that absolutely would go to building his criminal case.
It's so crazy to think about this. I mean, again, and I'm not surprised by that connection to New York because I go back to Little Rod Jones and he said he was assaulted in different places, including in New York. So again, what can we expect next to happen as this story develops? And I imagine it's going to develop quite rapidly.
I agree with you. I think it's going to develop quite rapidly as well. I think the next thing that will happen is an indictment. of P. Diddy. That's what I think, and that he will be taken into custody hopefully soon at some point. But honestly, I'm not sure. This is, like I said, a little bit unusual, and that there isn't an indictment yet, although I think one may be forthcoming.
What about other individuals? Because remember, going back to one of the lawsuits, there was an allegation there were violations of the TVPA, the Trafficking and Victims Protection Act, big law aimed at fighting against domestic and international human slavery, and they were filing a civil action with respect to it. But you're basically saying these minors are engaging in commercial sex acts. I would imagine that if this is a really big operation, we could potentially see arrests of other individuals connected to the rapper, right?
I agree. I think we will probably see the arrest of one or both of his sons, because I believe that they, based on evidence in cases that we've seen in the past from a civil perspective, they have been allegedly involved in this. But at the same
What? I really think that his sons were going to skate by. But we keep seeing Justin Combs, his name is constantly mentioned. We don't see King Combs' name be mentioned.
same time too, I think that there may be a lot of people who have associated with him in his circle that are probably scared right now because they may have had some involvement in this as well. And so in my opinion, I think they will start at the top, obviously arresting Diddy or his sons. And from there, in my opinion, they may try to plea. I don't think he's going to completely avoid jail time or anything like that if he's indicted, but maybe they will try to plea to get names of other individuals that are associated with this. But again, completely my hypothesis, Jesse.
And I'll leave on this. There was reporting, there was an allegation that Combs may have been allegedly harassing Mr. Jones. Witch hunt based on meritless.
You know, with the strike force here, if you need information or if you need evidence, we've got it, and we look forward to cooperating with an investigation that'll clear my client's good name. And I think that's the only way you can read that.
Talk to me about, though, if this gives you any indication about where Diddy is. When I say that is, you know, there was a question of did he leave the country, right? It seems to me if he's somehow cooperating and maybe gave up electronic devices, that he would still be in the country. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
You know, it's hard to tell. I mean, if he had some pre-existing plans, you know, it wouldn't be surprising. You know, a guy with that lifestyle could be anywhere, but I would think it would make sense for everybody, if he's not in the country, for him to get back in the country quickly. Any important matter in your life deserves your attention. If I was advising him, I'd be advising him to come back home, to hold his chin up, and to get ready to deal with what's coming. It's probably going to start raining soon for him, and he's going to want to make sure that he makes it clear to everybody he's got nothing to run from, and that he won't run from anything. So if he's not in the country, I would expect in short order he will be back in the country, without question.
Unless he went to a country that doesn't have an extradition policy. But let me ask you this. Yeah.
That usually doesn't work out too well.
Oh, no? I mean, again, people were like, oh my gosh, if he knew this, the heat was on him, he's just going to go somewhere where he doesn't have to come back. But you don't suspect that's what the case is.
Yeah, it's a small world. I've had some people try that. It doesn't usually work out too well.
Let me ask you this. The idea, and you are echoing, I think, what a lot of other attorneys, legal analysts have said, that it seems charges are about to come down. Now, I will tell you, a lot of people have said that they thought that with a raid, there would be an indictment in conjunction with it. People would be arrested. We haven't seen that. It's been, at the time of this recording, 2 days since the raid. Are you surprised we haven't seen arrests in connection with this? Again, what is a purported sex trafficking investigation? And do you think charges are going to come?
On the first question, I'm not surprised. I mean, you know, they usually do it one of two ways. They'll either come heavy and indict immediately, or they're coming heavy to try and secure evidence so they can start a process of putting evidence before a grand jury. I mean, we don't even know if there has been any evidence presented to a grand jury yet. They're the feds. They're not the state courts, and they are not going to indict somebody or charge somebody on somebody's word alone, I can assure you. And so they want to try and develop as much evidence, forensic evidence. You know, they're going to be looking at phones. They're going to be looking at travel. They're going to be looking at corroborating every allegation that's been made in these lawsuits. I wouldn't be surprised if they took their time. Because they know that they're going to get the best representation in the world for the celebrity, and they're not going to look to want to lose. And so, you know, they're very interesting in how they operate.
Let me see how the Breakfast Club talk. Worldwide Jeff, worldwide Matt.
It's from me right here.
That's right, Jeff.
Yes, thank you.
Because it's real, allegedly.
Exactly. Now, sources didn't reveal how much Diddy sold his shares for, but I think we're going to. All right. He also claimed that Paul acquires and distributes guns and drugs for Diddy and negotiates the fees sex workers receive while working for Diddy.
There's a picture?
Yeah, it was a picture. They was in a little red room, you know what I'm saying? And his hand was on his leg, and Lil Rob is looking like, okay, is this what we giving? You know, that's what I got from the photo, but that's all allegedly, okay? Moving a little bit further.
When Harvey Weinstein was going through the same thing, I don't remember them raiding his crib like that. I don't remember them pulling up on guns and military and helicopters and boats. I don't remember all that and the super big long rifles and pistols. I don't remember that from him when they arrested him. I just thought that was just a lot of power.
I'm not here to compare anything. I'm not even gonna do the whataboutism, but I don't like any of this. Like if this stuff is true, then as you can see, Diddy will be held accountable. But to sit around and act like I enjoy hearing any of this, I don't. So when you hear, Jess with the mess talking about these stories, it sounds like I don't want to talk about it. It's because I don't like seeing people's legacies destroyed. Especially if we find out it's self-inflicted. It makes me think about all types of things. Why can't people get out their way? Why do we always self-destruct? Why can't people just appreciate the blessings God gives them and do right by people? If y'all take pleasure in watching people crumble, God bless you. I don't.
Charlamagne is definitely grown. Because the Charlamagne I know was clowning the fuck out of R. Kelly. That nigga had every joke for R. Kelly, nigga. When R. Kelly was crashing and burning, it was laugh time. But did he? Different. I think there's some growth by Charlamagne. Some growth. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, he used to do mad fat jokes. He don't even do fat jokes somewhere. So I think maybe he's growing.
I mean, either, but the sad thing is, if he's found innocent, his world is destroyed. Like he hasn't been charged, he hasn't been arrested. All we heard is these civil cases, which is the crazy part. But these civil cases are, regardless if he's found innocent or guilty, if he's found innocent, his life is destroyed.
But that's the thing. Although he wasn't the focus of the raid and the investigation at that time, they had reason to come there for that, and his kids were in cuffs. They just ain't gonna do that.
Okay.
Defense, so I think trying to read too much into timing could be problematic, particularly if they didn't find anything. I mean, what did these searches yield? Did they get any evidence? Is there anything that they obtained that would make them run before a grand jury and bring charges? I think they're going to take their time unless they've got it, and I'd be surprised if they had it yet.
A couple of things there, right? So we know that you would need probable cause for a search warrant. They did show quite the presence. Now, you could say,
and this shit look like you are going after El Chapo. Like, I didn't even know police had. Yo, this is probably the only time a year they get to bring out this motherfucking truck. And they brought it out in Miami. Shit look clean though. This is what the Cybertruck is supposed to look like. This is how I want my Cybertruck to look, just like this. Fuck that.
And I'm reading the lawsuits, right? And you read, if you take the allegations in the lawsuits, it's true that Diddy is surrounded by weapons, that he has quite the security presence, large properties. You don't know what you're entering into. I've spoken to law enforcement experts to say it's not surprising they came with that level of military reinforcements, or they talked about military training. But at the same time, the way that they did it.
By the way, Goddess Queen Just Me 23 thing with 5. She said, Diddy did this all wrong. Why didn't he just use the swinger clubs? They would have just had sex for free.
Take the world by surprise.
So what happened to the white girl that Diddy adopted?
I don't know.
So I said, all this confusion is good for Drake because now he don't got a response to K-Dot. He can let that blow over.
I don't know.
Lucky Cloud says, what's actually outrageous is that all the artists that fell off or have bad projects over in the camp of Bad Boy literally chose homosexual hijinks over making music. Zero professionalism.
Oh, shit.
Hemi says, thank you for being a good journalist. Academics Gun Cleaner says, yo, Act, you think Diddy's going to be charged? I think so. And we keep us making these assumptions, but I do believe that Diddy is going to be charged, and the reason why I believe he's going to be charged is the things that he is being accused of. It's so much allegations. Something's gonna stick that they could probably get past the grand jury. Now, put it like this: I think if it was like just sexual assault, right? Say it was sexual assault of Cassie, that he might not get charged with that, right? Like it's like, yo, that has a specific definition, and you have to have certain proof to prove it. They're going to be thinking about a racketeering charge, which is very loosely defined. And you see, they could indict anybody with like a RICO or racketeering, as long as you have like some type of organization that was systematically doing the crime, right? And sex trafficking, if it's true about these freak offs and they're hiring escorts and people are feeling pressured, Yeah. So I do think there's going to be charges brought just because sex trafficking and racketeering, which is what they gave to R. Kelly, those things, I don't want to say the burden of proof is less, but all the rumors about Diddy kind of go into both. And it's different if it was like, okay, yo, did Diddy shoot somebody, right? You know, like you'd have to actually prove the logistics of that to get charges or have some type of proof about the logistics of how that happened to get charges brought. With this, it's kind of like where there's smoke, there's fire. Look at how what's happening with Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug. It's, bro, we're just gonna tell you about every crime he's ever done, every time he threw up a fucking blood sign, and pretty much how he's like a gang member.
Or something that suggested to them that there was going to be real evidence there that could be destroyed. I don't think they would have came in the way they came without some hard intel. And so, I mean, that tells me one of two things. It tells me that they're getting real information about criminal activity, whether it's true or not, who the heck knows. The criminal activity is ongoing. Otherwise, they wouldn't have came the way they came without an indictment. But I just think it's always... You need to be cautious in terms of trying to understand their mindset. I don't know what drove those warrants. I don't know what that probable cause was. And I think that will tell us everything once those warrants get unsealed and charges emanate. But, you know, they can always charge a couple of different ways in a federal case. You can charge by an information or you can charge by a grand jury indictment. They've done neither here. And I think they were hoping to find something. And whether they found it or not, I don't know. But I didn't get a sense of that.
By the way, as I cover stories like this, I always think about what are some ways we can protect ourselves in this absolutely crazy world. Rape, really horrible, horrendous things, settles with him. She could be Jeffrey Epstein, but big question I keep getting asked is if this is true, is this just what was going on and nobody spoke up and nobody said anything? Was this just like part of the hip hop world? I mean, because it's a really, you read the allegations in these lawsuits, it is next level.
It's hard to imagine that this could be going on with the world not knowing. There's always too many people involved. There's a lot of money, and you can spend a lot of money keeping people quiet if there's criminal activity. But it would be stunning to me if all these allegations are true and everybody put their head in the sand. It's just unimaginable to me, quite frankly, because everybody's looking for an angle. Everybody's looking to make a buck. You know, you've got people making accusations every day trying to derive some financial benefit from it. So it is shocking that it could have gone on that long, if it ever went on at all, without somebody knowing. But I think we're going to find out. I don't know if we're going to find out in a week or a month or 6 months, but I think something's going to come of this. It's the rarest of occasions where they execute warrants at this level and don't end up doing something about it. So I think that, you know, Diddy's team is going to be poised for, charges to be leveled at some level at some point in time. Just how quickly it's hard to tell.
Well, again, you represent high-profile people. What would you be advising Diddy right now if you were representing him?
Yeah, I'd be telling him, hey, listen, you're innocent. You haven't done anything wrong, so act like you haven't done anything wrong. Live your life. Keep your friends close and keep your enemies away from you. Walk like you're innocent. Talk like you're innocent. Continue to do the things that you do every day. Try to get yourself invested in some good things if you aren't already. I'm sure he's got a lot of charities, etc., that he's working on. Show yourself to be who we say you are. I think in that way, you don't make a bad situation, if it is a bad situation, even worse. So I think he's got to put a good face on and to make sure he lets the world know, and ultimately his jury know that he's innocent. And I would take an aggressive approach if I was them. I really would, because this is a case that's going to garner an enormous amount of publicity. You're talking to jurors with your actions. And so he wants to make those actions real and right, and I'm sure that that'll happen. I'm sure he's in the best of hands, and they'll make sure that he's sending a message loud and clear to any particular jury pool that he's innocent of these charges, and he looks forward to defending them.
Now, let's say he's not charged yet, right? Would you? I can't imagine. I'm not sure, but he's being attacked on the PR machine. I mean, everybody is saying things about him right now. And to give you an example, so 50 Cent came out. Basically was trolling Diddy a lot. I know they have a feud. It's posted on Instagram. Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case. It just got real. The feds in all the cribs. Damn, they got the kids in cuffs. Aubrey O'Day, who was part of DIDDY Kane, that was a music group that was started, I believe, by Diddy. She came out and said, "What you sow, you shall reap. I pray this emboldens all of us victims to finally speak of what we've endured." Would you advise Diddy to make a statement personally, whether it's an interview in a media outlet or a statement of his own on social media, to respond to this?
Only if it's controlled. I've seen disaster after disaster. We saw it in the Penn State case where people went on Dateline, the defendant went on Dateline and got interviewed. It would have to be controlled. I think it would have to be brief. I think once you go down that road, you run into a lot of trouble. Keep in mind that the story here is a better story if he did it than if he didn't. And I've tried to be on the other side of that in cases, and you can see it go both ways. And in our case with Meek, obviously the media was rooting for him because it was right, it was just. In other cases I've had, they didn't care what the accused had to say. That's not the story for them. The story is better if it's that he did it. And so I think if he's going to make any kind of a statement at all, it'd be a prepared statement, it'd be a quick statement. Did he not take questions? And it'd be something probably as perfectly crafted as the response you saw from his lawyer. And that would be the end of it. Taking interviews, I think, can be a disaster. One misstep during an interview, and it's a news cycle for a month that you'll never be able to overcome. So very limited in terms of a response, but perhaps a response that's measured and brief.
And let's say Diddy is hit with these massive sex trafficking related charges, and you were to represent him. How do you defend him at trial? Again, you've represented very high-profile people. Cosby is a name that comes up in a very high-profile case. How would you represent him?
Well, I think it depends on what the evidence is. If the evidence is allegations being made by individuals, you do it the old-fashioned way. You develop an investigation. You find out everything that they've ever said about him, any motives they would have to lie about him. And one by one, you try and dissect the allegations. I don't think there's another way to do it. Sometimes you get real lucky in these cases. Somebody makes an allegation that you were somewhere at some place at some time, and you weren't.
I think that's what Lil Rod was almost about to do, but now he amended his lawsuits, and his lawsuit seems more credible now. Because at first, Lil Rod's lawsuit looked like it was a piece of bullshit. They were incorrect about the woman being underage. Supposedly at some party. They were incorrect about it being Stevie J in that porn video. They made other accusations that later got easily debunked. That lawsuit looked like it was going good nowhere fast. I think it just got new legs after the Ethiopia declaration. Also, she's removed from the lawsuit, and there's much more new information that is also given more credence to what we're seeing now. Like, for example, Brendan Paul is sprinkled all over it, and I think they watched the news and seen Brendan Paul got locked up and be like, shit, we should put him in the lawsuit too. And it just looks more credible, but it might still not be credible. But again, at least for right now, in the eye of the public, the opinion of in public court, the court of public opinion, I mean, it looks more credible as we are looking at it now. So,
these other individuals, I'm sure, are being interviewed in the media. You want to get every single soundbite they've ever given, everything they've ever said about the case, and hold up those inconsistencies.
Sean Combs, the music mogul,
and more
recently inundated with
urgency.
Nice little kissing or dancing almost face to face with a purported underage girl. So many times in this latest lawsuit, his son is implicated in this alleged wrongdoing.
I believe, just like I do believe that charges for Diddy are forthcoming, I believe that charges for his sons most likely are as well. Now, given the raid and when it occurred, if they were in illegal possession of firearms based on California gun laws, then they could have probably taken them into custody right then and there for obvious reasons. I don't think that that's what they're going to do. I suspect that they were simply detained for the duration of the search and then they were let go. But again, I'm simply hypothesizing here. But I do think at this point, if his sons had been arrested and formally booked, we would know probably at this point based on public access to those documents, and we don't know that information. And so I just assume that for the safety of everyone there, they were physically detained during the duration of the search, which again is very normal procedure in something like this.
There obviously been a lot of reaction and a lot of response to that, including the celebrity route. I mean, 50 Cent posted on Instagram about the raids. Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case. Speaking of that, so if we think about the possibility of a sex trafficking investigation, sex trafficking related charges, if we go to December 2023, there was a woman who accused Combs and former Bad Boy Entertainment president Harvey Pierre and another person of sex trafficking and gang raping her when she was 17 years old. There was a Jane Doe who says that she was flown from Michigan to New York City, supplied with drugs and alcohol, and then assaulted by all three men at Combs' recording studios. Now, Combs, by the way, has always denied the allegations, and in fact, in response to one lawsuit, had posted, I believe it was on Instagram, "Enough is enough. The last couple of weeks, I've sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been..."
All right, anyway, I think we're Diddy'd out for a little bit. By the way, chat, I'm not gonna lie, I have to run shortly. I can't tell you why, but I'm cooking up a new good interview for you, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys seen.
Sean Combs, the music mogul, recently...
Stop. Did y'all see this? This is gonna be dropping soon. Oh, fuck, it's going on my story. Anyway, Freddie Gibbs' baby mama came in and did an interview. He's now a prospective artist. She exposed the shit out of him, called him bro, bum ass nigga. Told me he had erectile dysfunction. Basically said that he was a cuck. She would come home after fucking a bunch of other niggas, you know what I mean, for work. And he was cool with it until pretty much y'all bullied him into feeling that it wasn't cool for her to get fucked anymore by other guys. So who knows? Anyway, oh shit, I was trying to post this. Did I not post it yet?
You gotta get it. Bitches. I don't think I'll understand, mother.
What's that?
Crazy kid.
Someone said Charlamagne admitted to watching the R. Kelly tape. Act, you think Floyd owns a strip club and Zeus sponsored all his events? They're all connected. So you gotta think, okay, so y'all trying to draw a parallel between Diddy, the guy who owns Zeus, which is Lemuel Plummer, and Floyd Mayweather. Floyd did say this about Diddy recently, though, didn't he? Floyd Mayweather.
Testimony. The #1 underground trap rapper in North Texas.
Even like P. Diddy. I'm not going to speak bad about P. Diddy because he's still a black man. Mistakes happen. And I can't say if it is or it's not a mistake. But things happen in life. And P. Diddy business is P. Diddy business. It's not my job or anyone else's job to go on the internet and stump him and kick a man while he's down. My take on it is it's not my business. I don't think it's right at all. And I don't condone it. Even if that happened to my daughter, I would be hurt. But that's a choice that my daughter made. So I don't want to kick nobody while they're down.
I think the big thing, because I have girls too, is though, no boys, I have a boy too. Okay. Is one, if your son is in that position or your son is accused of those things that Diddy was accused of, like, I'm going to believe in my son and what he says, but I'm going to check him about that. I'm going to check him about whether or not these are things you've done. I'm also going to check him about putting himself in those positions. And on the other side that we have to be very careful of, especially when talking about women, is that if
Rolling Stone says, what's Young Miami's in-call race? I don't know, brother. You talking prostitutes talking? I don't know that.
Right, that's something that was done to them. And I wasn't in those rooms, so I can't cast aspersions on Diddy and say that he did it or he did do it or he's an evil man or is. What I am saying is, if those things happen to those women, not only is it not right, it's also not their fault.
We was like 1 month old.
So they want to know how they spent the taxpayer. The taxpayers gonna know why you spent illegal guns. The Constitution right goes the right to bear arms, but he had to have licenses for that shit. So if anybody got illegal guns up in there, if they find any kind of drugs to a high amount, cocaine and weed, I don't think Diddy gonna get charged because what he did.
What the fuck?
He put everything in his kid's name and his company.
Did you see the video of his kids in handcuffs?
Yeah, that's a tactical thing. The kids being in handcuffs is a tactical thing that law enforcement use. You understand? Hoping that people who've never been in handcuffs before, that it either scares them or want to make them talk. There's no reason after they searched those kids, because they didn't have a search warrant for bodies. They had a search warrant for like materials. Laptops, telephones, law. Puff has been dodging the legal system for years. His affiliation with BMF, even though Meech has said that Puff never did anything, Puff never been around her, they still was partying together. So in the authorities' mind, they feel like Puff knew what Meech was doing. Then with the introduction to Jacob and different people, and a lot of people going to jail for money laundering and stuff like that, Puff being, and this is documented, Puff being a CI for an FBI agent. I said this years ago, that Kim and Kirk Burroughs took some paperwork. They was taking some papers up to the FBI for like when they was here in New York. They was taking paperwork up there and stuff like that. Don't know what it was, but later on found out that he was a CI. You understand? Now, what happens? He don't have that. The guy probably, that was 20, 30 years, 20-some years ago. The guy probably retired. Puff ain't dealing with him. No, he didn't pass Puff on or something like that. So now, Puff been dodging the legal system. With the people had it wrong. They think it was with the Black Mafia family. No, it was with Butt Naked. I said this years ago. The person that he said is a senior advisor, Corey Jacobs. Corey had 9 16-to-life sentences for drug trafficking. You make him your senior advisor, even though that was your man, he coming home. That's your man, patching pots and pans. But Whoop was the one who took care of them when they was away. You know what I'm saying? Whoop was the one who took care of them. So now, you got all these, you know, these characters, you know, around you. What they gonna think when they come to your house? They got the evidence, or they had statements that you blew up Kid Cudi's car? You understand what I'm saying?
They're looking for bomb making shit, man. Yo, chat. Yo, I hate to actually leave y'all because we've been busting recently, and I hate to even get off stream, but I do gotta run, people. I'll be back tomorrow, probably around noon or so, and I'll give you guys a longer stream. But I gotta run to go do some, you know, some interview shit. Okay. Appreciate you guys for tuning in today. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys have to hit the subscribe button if you want to be able to talk in the chat. If you guys are on the King Academics channel, please, you gotta hit the just become a member.
Y'all ready for this?
Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. Well, that was fast. Some will call it karma. As we all know, 50 Cent has been out here trolling unbelievably.
He's been out here snitching and trying to open up cases on people, offering money for anybody who got video footage of Diddy doing something illegal. Like, bro, I just never seen nothing like this before from a so-called street dude. Never seen nothing like this. For a man to act the way 50's acting, it has to be some type of emotional, something emotional is connected to this. And then allegations were made recently that 50 Cent's baby mama, this chick Daphne here, is one of Puffy throwaway chicks. Puffy allegedly, we don't know if any of this is true. This is all coming from all hearsay propaganda stuff, right? But allegedly, she's on Puffy's payroll as one of his thought pockets, right? So that's all alleged. She might be one of Puffy's thought pockets. And 50 Cent had a baby by her. He put her on the pedestal like the sucker that he is. So now, 50 Cent starts roasting her online, you know, and just ridiculous stuff, man. Roasting her online. She's his mother, his child now. He embarrassed. So this woman retaliates and says, well, hey, you know, you're a deadbeat father. You don't do nothing for your son. You only seen him 10 times in 2 years. And we live an hour away from you, a mile away, something like that. We moved to New York to be closer to you, and so you can be a father. But I'm tired of holding up this image of you, and it's a fraud. It's a facade, right? And then she also alleges that 50 Cent assaulted her, you know, violently, the R word. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's saying. And I told y'all this is gonna happen. I kept saying this on my Patreon. I said, bro, 50 got some nerve to be out here doing all this stuff because, like, bro, do you realize you're in a powerful position? Do you realize a girl can come out and sue you? A girl can come out and put these allegations, the same ones on you. Some dude can just pop up randomly talking about 50 assaulted him. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can say whatever they want nowadays because the internet is all about clout chasing now. People have no chill, bro. They don't care if it's real or if it's fake. If it can help them get video views, they will ride with that. They will ride with that story. They don't care about what it does to your family, what it's doing to your mental health. They don't care. As long as that Google AdSense pops up or that video, they get the video views or the subscriber count they want, they don't care, bro. They're going to drag you. And 50, he's getting a taste of his own medicine. I don't feel sorry for 50 at all. This one, now 50 talking about he finna go try to get full custody of his son. Bro, you're not finna get no custody of your son. Not finna happen. Ain't no judge finna give you custody of your son with all the mess you out here doing on the internet. Everything you think she doing is alleged, right? All they got, the court gotta look at your childish behavior on this internet, and that stuff is there, bro. That stuff is there. They not gonna, ain't no court finna give you that baby boy. They're not finna do it. This is why I'm saying y'all gotta be careful of the stuff you're doing on the internet. That stuff stays, once you put it out there, it's there. You know what I'm saying? Stuff you put on the internet 10 years ago come back to bite certain celebrities in the butt. Basketball players, actors, whatever. Stuff they said when they was teenagers. That's why it's important to vet your kids' social media if they have one. I personally don't allow my children to have social media. But you know, kids gonna be kids. Kids might sneak and try to get one or whatever. You got to monitor that stuff because the kids don't know no better. They've been to say some goofy stuff on the internet, and then now 10 years later they somebody important, and people digging that stuff back up, trying to hold them responsible for it. But yeah, most definitely, 50 Cent played himself here. He has been. Then they say somebody called me and told me, you know, I didn't verify this because I don't really keep up with that kind of stuff. But my homeboy told me that 50 Cent, who's into it with Stevie J, Stevie J used to be a Bad Boy producer. He said 50 Cent leaked out, or he put out a fake video of Stevie J allegedly engaging in some zesty behavior with another man. And my boy told me that it was a fake tape. It wasn't really Stevie J. It was of some zesty pornography. But my question is, how 50 get his hands on some zesty pornography? Like, bro, I understand you mad at somebody, but you went, what did you do? Go find some zesty porn to edit, to put out and make it look like Steve? And like, bro, what is you doing with that in your possession? How you talking about Diddy and you got stuff like this in your possession? I mean, seriously, fam. and then you put it out there. It's bad,
dog.
bro. It's bad.
Y'all want to talk to
So,
me?
you know, 50, the way he's been acting, it all makes sense now. If any of these allegations are true, that this chick is on, she's one of Puffy's little yamps, you know what I'm saying, one of his 304s. This would make sense why 50 Cent is so emotional and so acting like such a snitch. Because only a woman, right? Only a woman in the fear of jail time, prison time, can bring this out of a dude. What 50 Cent is doing right now. He lost all kind of cool points.
Are you serious?
I don't know what's wrong with the dude. You know what I'm saying? But 50 been acting like a mark since the Ja Rule days. He came in the game. You know what I'm saying? How to Rob, the mixtape and stuff like that. Just hating on everybody, bro. This is who he is. Hater. The man miserable. He got all his money and he's still miserable. You know what I'm saying?
Radio loud.
He hates Puffy guts. And then, oh no, man, he don't like Puffy because Puffy tried to take him shopping. Okay, that makes sense until we find out this stuff about this bra. Alright, because this is what I don't understand about all these dudes. Even Puffy, little bodyguard, old bodyguard, who's supposed to be Biggie bodyguard, whatever. Like, this dude's so ridiculous, man. Some of that stuff he's saying, I'm sure is true, but he just adding on stuff now because he's so bitter and childish. Dudes is on YouTube tomorrow. Oh, I testify. I'm willing to testify. Man, bro, what's wrong with you? This is over, fam. I'm telling you. The world as we knew it yesterday is over. Okay? These dudes are proudly snitching, proudly talking about different open up cases on people. Proudly, bro. Like, dudes gonna come to this video in the comment section and proudly be like, oh man, no, I think there's somebody came in my other video talking about, no, these celebrities, Puffy just need to go to the. This is what dude said. A grown man said this in my other comments, right? He said, man, Puffy need to just go to the feds. And he need to cooperate. He need to tell them who all those other dudes is paying for it too. He needs to just do that, get himself off the hook. I'm like, bro, it's over. Just the fact that that's even in a ninja mind to come out and start telling on people who paying for the coochie, it's ridiculous. This is what the world has come to, bro. It's sad, fam, but anyway, that's my 2 cents on it, man. 50 Cent is getting what he deserved for out here playing games. He forgot he was a brother for a minute, and now they're coming after you. And the worst thing that's gonna happen is now that she's saying this, your baby mama, now every other chick you ever mess with gonna come out with allegations. And it's gonna be a long trickle down effect on 50 Cent, and then he gonna be wanting people to defend him. This is ridiculous. Anyway, this is my 2 cents. 70.
Yeah. Can you hear me now, bro? You know I told y'all that I do a lot of different things, so when I'm not out in the streets giving you the real, I'm sitting back in the cut. Alright. I'm sitting back in the cut waiting for a better opportunity. The money ain't going nowhere. I can catch a lick anytime I want. Anytime I want. Alright, I just got paid a moment ago, and I'm gonna keep getting paid. That's what it's all about. It would be nice to hear the radio in the background, though. Yeah, I feel you on that. Thanks for orchestrating this. We gonna get it right. I mean, I'm right here. Just everything take time. One thing I do know about the internet and people who comment and shit like that, nothing is ever good enough. Work on your blood balance. Nothing is ever good enough. I promise you. You can go to see a play and it could be spectacular. But somebody will say, yeah, that shit was great. Oh my God, that was great. Only thing I didn't like, there was too much smoke. Like, their special effects had too much smoke coming out. Somebody always gotta find a way to make something great. You see, that's Peter Pan. You see, that's Oz, the Black Oz. I mean, that's the Nutcracker. and all the things that they done. I can't believe that you talking about a certain part of the show bothered you more than the whole spectacular situation. Let's see, no, it's not that. It's just talk rap. Yeah, it might rain. Looks like it's gonna rain here in a minute. God is good, bro. God is good. I just wanna be in this trap. I just wanna be in this trap shit. But you know, it's easier said than done about life. Just have to expect it. Anything you get involved with, there's going to be a situation of not knowing what's going to happen. You work on it level. Yeah. It's all good. No matter what, it's always going to be something, like I said. There you go, what you do, some magic tricks, special effects. Can you go live? Can you bring women on? Can you dance? Always be something. They got Drake, Cole, Ye, they all battling now. They all battling now, man. Shit's wild. Drake, Cole, Ye, Eminem, and I think somebody else. They trying to pull somebody else in there. That's wild. None of this will be monetized. Not at all. None of this will be monetized. This is all just me just doing whatever. Matter of fact, once I put this video up, it's gonna be copyrighted. Copyright. I might go in and give me an oil change. Let me see. Tomorrow is... Oh, tomorrow's going to be a real busy day for me. I'm chilling, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's Travis Gotti myself. I believe it is. Gotta wait for a call back in 2 minutes. About to smoke. Yeah. I'm not T-Boom. Yeah, but it's nice to finally have my money right. I gotta make a big old I don't really want to talk real power moves like that. But I'm ready to watch boxing this weekend. Just Google it, it'll tell you. Puffy did what any man do. Had a good time jacking his dick off while watching other women and having sex with multiple women, allowing his woman to get her freak off right in front of him. But she said he was abusive. So he gotta pay for the crimes he did because the courts say so. He allowed her to fuck any man she wanted. And he said, come back to the house, sit on the computer, and order any big dick food you want. And I'm gonna sit here and watch you have sex with her. Nah, I'll be just chilling. I'm not wrong. These are adults. I gotta go. I would have to stand 10 toes down for the criminal allegations. Hold on. I would have to stand 10 toes down for the criminal allegations. All of the rest is adult consensual behavior for illegal drug movements and sex trafficking ring. If I didn't do none of that, what? Because I'm rich and these women want me? They act like they don't want me. I married them. I can have any woman I want in the world. Shit. He gave her $30 million. What fucking more she wanted? The bitch turned her back on him. She fucked his trainer, then married him. Then when the dude went broke, they both strategized together to come after P. Diddy for his money. He broke him off. Said, man, let me give this bitch this money. He gave everybody his masters. He started downsizing. He started realizing he couldn't live this extravagant lifestyle no more. But one thing that he did wrong, the reason why all this stuff is surfacing is not because of what niggas did, it's because of what white folks did. See, he had a partnership with the alcohol, and he got beside himself. He got beside himself. Niggas drug bitches every day. If you give bitches alcohol, you drugging them. Now, they grown, they can drink on their own. They can drug themselves on their own. They can get high as they want on their own. Women are not innocent. They ain't little girls. That's the type of shit that needs to be talked about, investigated. And if it's not true, it's not true. Everybody got somebody who's a drug dealer. If you into that world, you need somebody to go get your shit. He can't live the extravagant lifestyle and have that motherfucking much drugs, the kind he want exactly, coming in the mail, I guess. He wants shit to make him higher than a motherfucker. I guess the only thing else he could have done is probably went into that business. Then he would have had it free. Had a license for that type of business. because they are being made on this earth. Only the government says it's illegal when they can't make money from it. They're making money from weed when they used to say it's illegal. They know what goes on behind closed doors. These motherfuckers out here do all kinds of shit. It ain't but so much you could do. It ain't but so much you can do with a human body. You can either, sexual positions, and but it's all about the rights. Man, it's a freaky shit. I remember when that weed was illegal at one time. But this is not something that we need to ponder over. It's not even about organize. You're organizing what coulda, shoulda, woulda happened. When the white man get a hold of it and you have already created enemies, it's all about politics. It's all about affiliation. It's all about they come in your life, see what you got, and if you worthy, how you conduct yourself. And all of it is strategized within and without reasoning. Just, you could wake up and the judge could be in a good mood that day. Or the judge could wake up and be in a piss poor movement that day. You better hope you go for good. I had one situation that could have took my life in a different direction when I went to court, and I'll never forget it. I almost pissed on myself, literally. When he started saying, oh, okay, I had a public defender speaking up for me, and that motherfucker was incompetent. I should have never got to where I got to, but I didn't know how to speak in front of the police that picked us up. I could have went home scot-free. Some cop asked the other cop, hey, he ain't got no criminal record or nothing. He said he was just coming here for a party. They was rounding us all up. Instead of me opening up my mouth and speaking for myself, I went with the no snitch. Don't even talk to the police. And they took me in too. But it was all good. I only got 15 days in the county. It was just like playing basketball, eating, hanging out with a whole bunch of niggas. That's all it was. We lived in dormitories. I never forget it. Shit was gravy. But I knew that wasn't a lifestyle for me. I knew that shit wasn't right for me to go down that road. But I mean, I never went back. Really stupid times, stupid places, stupid people. But that's my story to tell. That's what separates me from being able to be where I'm at and where I was headed. That right there woke me up because my brother got some hard time. You talk about being 17, 16 years old, 16, 17 years old, getting like 7 years to 25 years. 7 to 25 years. So it's all good, I pay respect to learning life lessons. I wasn't ready for that lifestyle, no way. And I could see how all of it transpired. Once after high school, there was nowhere to go, nothing to do. And we just roamed around like animals, and the cops knew us. And they was focused on us. So wherever we go, whatever we do, it was like, I mean, they set you up, really, to fail. It's entrapment. They just stick around until they see you keep doing wrong. Some of them wait outside your door or wait in your neighborhood. It's like going to the bar. Okay, we know they up at the bar. We know they drinking. They got to come out that bitch and drive. We gonna get them on a DUI. There ain't no other way to do it but to do it just as easy as that. Pull them over, see what they got. Ain't driving. That's like bees to honey. At least if I was a cop, I'd do it like that. If I had a grievance with someone. Because they share information. So I don't really want to talk about the police. I know plenty of things go on in this world point blank. Let me see everyone. Yeah. Get you in the system. Once you're in the system, that's a wrap. And we gotta continue to start trying to find ways where we don't just talk about shit that's already kind of like common sense now. We too grown to be doing dumb shit. You only get so many chances. And at a certain point, you should be used to pussy. You should be used to conversation. You should be used to wicked ways of what all kinds of traps there are in this world. Business deals, car, houses, relationships, even going to different restaurants and what you eat. All this shit plays a part. Yeah, that motherfucker making some money over there. They must know what they doing too. Changing that oil. I don't see them coming out of there fast enough though. Once I see a Mercedes going there, I'm gonna go over there. But anyways, see, I'm just chilling, man. I already, like I said, made money. I made my money for the day. My goal is real simple. I don't put myself through a whole lot of stress. Say, you pussy. Maybe that's why the crazy shit happens in the industry. They get too much pussy. I don't know. A lot of these white boys don't know how to talk. All they do is throw their money up there, and that's prostitution. And they don't really get no real love. So it's a difference from getting sex, sexual gratification, and love. Sexual gratification is real fast and easy. Love is what makes situations like what Puffy's going through. You invest in somebody. You dealing with them every day. They know you. You ain't gonna sacrifice everything for a little trick in a motherfucking massage parlor unless you addicted to that. Or a strip club, or some bitch at your job, or down the street around the corner, or a streetwalker, or, you know, online prostitute. However you meet a woman and she's ready to give it up, because some of them be horny too. A lot of them do. All these women out here ain't exotic models. And really people overthink it. It's easy to get sex if you put your mind to it. I don't want to keep talking about that shit, man. Fuck them hoes. They're not going to make your life better.
1.6 million travelers up until April 7th. And if you're if you're planning to go, they're suggesting you give yourself at least 2.5 to 3 hours, even with your regular domestic flights. So make sure you get out there and don't get stuck in the lines. And lastly, the CDC put out a warning aimed at older adults due to a high spike in chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis rates for people 55 and up. Now, the number of syphilis cases has specifically increased 7 times the normal rate, and STI cases, which means sexually transmitted infections, have it rose over 22% among people 45 and up.
What if people 45 and up? They don't care.
STI cases have rose.
Y'all can't even wait till the summer. It's Holy Week and we got them kind of numbers.
They had this conference, and the reason doctors are saying, yeah, he's on the floor right now, but doctors are citing an AARP survey that said 40% of people aged 60 to 85 are more sexually active than ever, and they may not have been given sex education provided to today's teenagers. And one of the main culprits are senior living and nursing homes are one of the biggest offenders.
Damn. Wait a minute. So the people in the nursing home got diseases. They getting it in assisted living in the nursing home.
They're citing the lack of contraception in nursing homes and senior living homes.
Boy, they got to deal with that. And there's a big on the back. And bed sores.
I'm Beyonce. You can hit me up at Beyonce ATL Rock T.
Damn. Well, it never stops. I guess people fucking all the way around. Every year, every way, any kind of way. From 18 to 80. They just doing it. Syphilis, gonorrhea. I know herpes gotta be in there. Chlamydia. Yeah, that part right there too. Shit you can't get rid of. O'clock. Yeah, I'm in a blessed situation, man. I don't want no harm coming to me. I just out in these streets just doing me. The pressure comes when you around blood that ain't like yours. I come to realize that out of everything in life, when you see people that ain't like you, get away from them. I mean, I'm just saying not that you don't need to be challenged, but at some point, is a switch that goes off in your head that you don't think you need to be told nothing no more. But you always can continue to learn. But when that switch goes off in your head that you don't need to be continued to be told nothing no more, you need to stay away from people. Like, I got a guy that I'm cool with, but he wants to try to govern me. He listens to me to hear what I say, but then he takes my conversation and acts as though he's telling me what I should do. And I'm like, whoa. I don't need nobody to parent me. I don't need no big brother. I don't need no unk. I don't need no boss. I don't need none of that shit. We're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna keep it real. Don't listen to me tell you everything. And then you act as though you're using my words and then speaking over me as though you running the show. And then you agree with me. That wordplay ain't gonna work right for me. And then conversations and business dealings and everything in life, when you meet people like that, you have to check them. In relationships as well, you have to check them, or you're gonna have a problem. Because their processing is like, Either they too slow, they can't catch up, or they using you to communicate, and then they trying to act as though they want you to recognize, okay, I agree with you. I heard everything you're saying. Now here's how it's going to go. You know, you can miss me with that. I'm not going to speak just to be talking. You feel me? Nah, that ain't going to work for me. But let's get back to the shit about Puffy. You know, P. Diddy and the lifestyles of the users and abusers. It's just a play. Women are using what happened to them as a play. Whether or not she wanted that to happen to him, I mean, rather, whatever transpired in the relationship, over time, things happen. For the good and the bad. There's women who are just as abusive as men. Will whip your ass. Give you a couple slugs before you go to work. And remind you get your ass home on time. And be sitting there at that dinner table after she cooked and slide that plate across you, and you better eat it all. Make her bath water, cook and clean. I mean, clean up, or whatever she might be boss bullying your ass. And people don't know it. Got you in slavery and bondage, controlling you. In the trap.
Good talk. Switch to straight talk for plans starting.
You going to court, you taking her to court and telling the judge that, they're gonna laugh at your ass. They'll laugh at your ass. Ha ha ha, you lying. No, I'm being abused, Judge. I'm being abused. Even the officers show up. You gotta prove. Say, man, she scratched me. You see all these scratches on me? Well, it doesn't matter. You go ahead and leave. Nowadays, since they've had anger management and diversity training and all these classes to take to make shit equal rights, they kind of let it be like, okay, whoever gets to the phone the quickest can get to come up with the police. Because when you have two sexes that are the same, how do you choose? You feel me? The one that's the most dangerous is the interracial. Because if you get a white cop that come and see a black man with a white woman, oh, they lose their mind. Same thing, you know. A white woman with a black man, same thing. But I can just tell you one thing about me. I'm so glad that I'm not in relationships no more. I would put this on pause, but I'm going to blow my nose. Y'all can hear it. I don't give a fuck. Not that bad. Got my ears plugged up.
Inspired by commuters of New York
I'm glad you're here with me, homeboy. I know other people listening and watching, and they can watch and listen on the playback too. But yeah, it's real talk, man. When you're wealthy, they will bleed you out of all your funds. Really, the cat is out the bag or the rabbit's out the hat, whatever the saying is. I mean, you don't want to go back to living like that because you're violating. How they tossed up his room, his kids' rooms like that. How they went into your nice mansions. Sell all that shit and get rid of all that. Try to find a better way. If I was Puffy right now, I'd just sit down with my lawyers and with the feds and come up with a deal all across the board. It's just too much. Don't throw your money away trying to figure it out no more. Just come up with a deal. Plea bargain everything. Negotiate everything. Don't let nothing be able to go to trial. Just let it all, don't run, stand 10 toes down, answer every question they have, be user-friendly, but strategize. So you get the upper hand and close everything down. Make sure you see your entire nest egg, the direction in which everything is going to go in case something happens to you, and just have a family meeting with everybody, business partners. Bring your nucleus in. The ones that are closest to you, have a strategy plan, and then see where your life is at for real, and have an atonement with God. Forgive you of your ways and figure out what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And be genuine with it. Because once you commit to, I have a problem, NASA, we have a problem, and take a step back, you no longer have the stress no more. You don't have to fight or flight. You don't have to run to, well, how am I going to jump off this planet? I can't believe Puffy did it to himself. He killed himself, man. That don't need to be the legacy. You acquired more than just about anything a person of color can accomplish. Just because you had arguments and disagreements with Caucasian rich people don't mean they have a right to sabotage your life. You know, and whatever you may have done, don't run from it. Accept it. You may have lost your way. There's forgiveness. But don't let them label you as a sex trafficker when you weren't doing that. As a drug dealer or distributor or transporter when you weren't doing that. Dude, KOD listening to me, to Mozart. Oh yeah, I listen to it all, bro. I listen to classical music. When I was in college, I took classical courses. Sure did. That's one thing about my life. When I came from New York, I went to Virginia, 1991. And I first started off with general studies to find out what I wanted to do. I wanted a full academic scholarship all the way up to my PhD. That was what was offered. And I started off just trying to catch up with the college lifestyle. You know, I'm coming from Harlem, coming from the hood. I took a male initiative course, and that's how I found out that I wanted to go to college, because they had 3 courses. Some black men got together in Harlem and wanted to see how many people would come down there to Chambers Street. And I think that's what it was. And take advantage of this grant-funded program. And they also offered a reading class and a math class. So we went to 3 of them to be involved in a community college downtown. Well, I got a hold of that flyer that somebody had dropped off in the mail, whatever, and I filled it out, and they called me, and I went. Took the train every day back and forth, and I excelled in that class. It was all black males. And that was one of the most beautiful experiences I experienced in my life. It's something that goes without speaking about. We did presentations, we talked amongst ourselves, we went out to eat, we went on field trips, we did presentations. Let me see who this is. And let me just say hell no. I'm not gonna say hell no. I'm just gonna say no. What is this? Okay, I'm gonna have to block this motherfucker, man. Oh, I already is. No, I didn't answer. You know, more options, decline, okay. I have to do something real quick. I got somebody begging me for money, decline. Okay. We'll see what happens. See, sometimes when you give people money for years and years and years, you is crazy motherfucker. That shit, man. Huh? What does it say? Sounds good, man. Hell yeah. My dude KOD listening to Mozart say, that's my shit, man. You a crazy motherfucker. Why you say I'm crazy? I mean, what do you mean by that? I just want to know. It don't matter. It's not nothing offensive. Yeah, but let me get back to telling the story about that. Yeah, so I went to that male initiative course and I loved it. I was already in the entrepreneurial spirit, going around hustling, selling shoes in Harlem at a neighborhood shoe store. I used to shovel snow. I used to pack bags at the grocery store Fetco behind Harlem Hospital. Well, it was Ways, because my school was actually behind Harlem Hospital. Well, let me get this right, because Harlem Hospital's up the street on 135th, I believe, and I'm on 139th, so I'm kind of losing my way, or 138, I haven't been in New York so fucking long. They could have torn Harlem Hospital down by now. Gentrification has changed that bitch up so much. But I mean, you have to realize I was in Harlem in the 80s. It's fucking 2024. I might just talk to y'all tonight about all the things I really do in my real life so I can go ahead and be free of the bullshit. Because I really don't care no more. I don't have nothing to hide. If you came to me and met me in real life, I am what I'm doing. I'm only doing, like, being quiet about maybe about 4 things because of you're not allowed really to be on social media in the way you are while you're conducting business. But see, I'm doing it while I'm not conducting business. However, if I'm not putting a trademark and there's no issues, then I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm a free person. This is my phone. This is my life. But I wouldn't be using their logos or anything that's associated with them. Some people do that. Like Chasing Andrew Jackson, he's a YouTube trucker. I've been following him for years. And he does whatever he wants to. And they brought him in the office, but he don't give a fuck. Because he could quit a job and go get another one. That's all he been doing his whole entire career. Quitting jobs and going to get another one. I don't know how he lives like that. But he just want fast money. How can you be in Dakota, North Dakota, got a full situation going on, turn around, start working for go to a hotel seminar, get a job there, now you're local, but yet you were doing insurance adjuster. Every like 2 weeks, the dude gets a hair up his ass and goes apply for another job. I mean, holy shit. Now he's lost his authority, but he can get it back if he wants. All of it is just like, okay, dude, every time you get money, big money, you're just giving it right back to your trucks. You haven't acquired nothing. You say you got all this stuff in the stock market, but I don't see shit. It comes and goes. What do you really have to show for all these things? The only thing that's in common that you have point blank is YouTube and sarcasm. That's it. You can eat well, you can go places if you want, and money just runs from one hand to the next. What do you really have to show for it? 3 trucks sitting down? That's yours? Okay. But are they brand spanking fucking new? And they're yours. 2025 brand new trucks. Spick and span. That's what I'm saying. Sitting like, not in Memphis or Nashville, but got properties. And I'm not trying to tell nobody to be in the 1% or be in any big elevation of upper class society. But at some point, you gotta stop job hopping. It's cool. It used to be cool, but now what you doing? For real. We know you're intelligent. We know you got common sense. We know you can get a job, and we know that you know how to escape the system. But what do you have to really show for it? You built your entire truck over again. When you could have just bought a brand new one. My nigga, you think about it. Let's see who this is. Watch this. Swipe to answer. What do you want from me? How you doing like that? You know what I mean? That's how you answer a phone. Anyways, man, I don't know what y'all doing, but I know one thing that I'm doing. And that's, I'm 2 hours in the game. I'll sit you with some bars. We can listen to Fanon. How about listen to Fanon?
Now look back at me. Now look at your man. A little solitary time. And then you sue him?
Cheer for Earl Spence. You ought to be cheering for Spence to win that fight and show everybody that Bud is truly as great as you say. Because if not, it's all it's gonna do is take away from Bud's win, man. Y'all gotta do better as boxing fans. Y'all gotta do much better, man. That's all I got for today.
You the man, champ. We got Counterpunch from Trizzy up next. In the meantime, in between time, we got another $5 from Matt. That is the brother of Supermax. Shout out. That's what I'm talking about. You see how two brothers listen to the same show? You guys need to do the same fucking thing. Tell your siblings if they into the sport. But Matt with another 5, he says, we saw Wilder get knocked out silly and paid for a third Fury fight. Let's keep the same energy. Coyote Blanco, $2. Ness, you spitting facts, not gonna lie. Fire emoji, 100 emoji. Aiden, $5. Which is it? Did Bud put on a great performance or was Earl damaged? Earl could be a great fight for Tim Orfendor. Let's go, champ. Man down. Steven, $2.79 Canadian. Let King Amin cook, Ness. Damn, did I stop you, Amin? You got something on you? Got it on your chest?
Yeah, you on here for now, nigga. Where's for now? You ain't on here? Fuck it. Fuck it. Streets is real out here, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta give the people what they want. I'm the people's champ. I've been doing this rap shit so long. I try to give the world a little bit of understanding. I mean, my voice is powerful, I guess. That's why they don't want me to be a leader, a boss. You heard me? I'm the one, the trap god, the rap god. Slick with this shit. Mixing up this shit, whipping it. Balling out of control, I get it. You don't want me to shine. I might shoot the club up. With my dick, I do it too. Shooting up a guts, busting a nut. I'm a nasty one that gets it right. I definitely keep your ass hype. You be drooling, looking at me, mugging me when I'm on the stage, rapping like this. You amazed at my dress like this. You amazed the way these words come out my mind and out my mouth. One more time. Got my wicked ways, been doing this shit every fucking day. You don't want me to be violent on the mic, but I'm so good and I'm gonna give you what you like. Hyping in this hype than a contract. And in fact, beast by the pound, moving it around. I'm the trap god. KOD Testimonies. The streets love me. The world loves me. The underrated and disrespected trap rap. Texas. I'm here for you, you heard me?
Listen up, y'all.
I'm in the streets for life. Almost lost my fucking life. Can I feel it? Can you feel it? Can you deal with it? I mean, the hate is so real. Jealousy so real. Can you live with regrets? Can you work for it? I don't think you understand who's the man. In these streets, KOD, test the motherfucking mountain. KOD, blue blood, test the mountain. I got undercovers everywhere, man. I'm not paranoid. I'm not overthinking it. They after me. The trap. Why you doing that, homie? Let that jealousy go. You feel me? I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down and come back with another one. And another one. Yeah, take that, bitch. And another one. Cheer. There's a solution to everything. Black don't crack. We fall down, but we get up. That's what Puffy should do. Just chill, bro. Be a man and sit there and let them throw whatever they got at you. And just battle back. In a rational way. Yeah. It's the trap, guys. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace. Thanks, Boone, for coming through. Groove, Boone, G, Boone.